This episode of Pro Membership Sweepstakes, Hunt and Fish Like the Pros, is brought to you by Browning, Outdoor Edge Knives, and Alps Outdoors. Hey, welcome to this edition of Pro Membership Sweepstakes, Hunt and Fish Like the Pros. This is an evaluation trip that we're going to do here in northern Utah for trophy mule deer. We take evaluation trips very, very seriously, and especially when it's trophy mule deer. You know what, you hear a lot of stories, a lot of different things, and Utah's known for having some really good bucks, but my brother had 17 points to be able to draw this. This is normally going to be a CWMU hunt here in Utah in the future, so it'll be a hunt we're able to buy and do on a regular basis. But when you can mix trophy mule deer hunting with a muzzleloader, a long-range muzzleloader, and hanging out with my brother, you couldn't ask for anything better. This is going to be fun.
Here we decided to come up to the high country because they've seen some really good bucks up here, but there's a ton of snow. We actually had to post hole up here. Spent the better part of the morning looking, and most of the deer we're seeing are way down below. So we're going to pack up here, go spend the afternoon at the lower country mid-level, see if we can find Troy a good buck.
When we were kids, it was a weekly occurrence that we're out chasing rabbits or pheasants or ducks, and and when big game season came around, we were chasing deer and elk. But as business takes over and you're building careers, you don't get to spend that kind of quality time. So anytime that I can get together with my brother, it doesn't matter if I saw him last week or last year, it feels like you just saw each other the day before. You're kicking it right off with all of the good times. Everything's a joke, a mile a minute, having tons of fun. As my grandfather used to say, you get a little long in the tooth. You've put a lot of good bucks to rest and bulls. And you know what? It's fun to shop. And the best thing about shopping for deer is the fact that you're still hunting. The minute you pull the trigger, and the reality is you got to go back to work, and the fun is kind of over. So being able to look at as many deer as you possibly can, especially this is an evaluation trip. We're looking for something pretty special there. This is the kind of country that's really good, and we're late enough in the season that we're starting to see some rut kick in. You can see a new buck each and every day. So you want to get the most out of your 5 days when you're hunting, and when you're doing it with somebody that you love and have great time with, like your brother, it just doesn't get any better. Nice shot.
From the demanding hunt requiring razor-sharp, reliable knives to processing your game at home and everything in between, make sure to start your next adventure with a quality knife from Outdoor Edge.
Well, this late season hunt that Troy was able to draw is a muzzleloader hunt, which as traditionally most people think of a muzzleloader as a short-range weapon. Well, CVA launched the Paramount, and I'm going to tell you what, we're able to test this rifle, and as you'll be able to see, we've extended the range on this thing, shooting super long range. So basically, we can find a deer, all we got to do is see it, and we can get within about 5 football fields, and it's all over. CVA has been a dominant name in the muzzleloader world for nearly half a century, and I've been using them for the past 10 years with great results. In 2019, they launched the Paramount long-range 45 caliber muzzleloader. That took things to the next level. We did a video review on this gun and was shooting groups out past 700 yards. For 2020, CVA's raised the bar even higher with this new Paramount Pro 45 caliber long-range muzzleloader. And for those Colorado elk hunters, they've got a 50 caliber with a Williams peep sight. These rifles look a little different, but the meat and potatoes of them are still the same. The 26-inch nitride-treated stainless steel free-floating Bergara barrel is what gives you that superior long-range accuracy. The barrels for 2020 on both the new Pro and the standard Paramount are threaded to accommodate a muzzle brake and can be purchased direct from CVA. The Pro has shaved off about 1.5 pounds to its total weight, and for that, the brake might be beneficial, but I didn't find the recoil to be an issue during my testing. The drop in weight comes from the Sporter Graybow fiberglass stock, which in my opinion is just a little better for hunting. At 8.7 pounds, it's way better for carrying on long days in the field. It's equipped with a high-quality TriggerTech trigger that's fully adjustable, and I've got mine set right at 3 pounds. The earth tone Cerakote finish blends well with the stock and provides great overall camo for our western hunting. The trap door on the bottom is a great place to store extra Veriflames. The rifle comes with a quake sling and quick releases, or you can utilize a standard sling swivel. If you do, you'll be happy to know there are 2 so you can keep your bipod attached. For this testing process, we topped this rifle with a set of Tally lightweight one-piece rings where the ring and the base is combined. Less moving parts is always a benefit in my opinion, and these are standard rings and not the 20 MOA rings as is recommended in the owner's manual. I find that shooting at 5,500 feet of elevation, I can shoot out to at least 500 yards with the 200 yard zero. 500 yards is where the 280 grain ELR bullet drops below 1,000 foot-pounds of energy, and I don't want to shoot an animal when that's the case. If you are looking to shoot further or live at a lower elevation, you might opt to use the 20 MOA bases. The mounting pattern is the same as the Remington 700, so bases are easy to find. For optics, we have a SIG Sierra 3 BDX rifle scope in 6.5 to 20 by 52, and we've also paired it with a Kilo 2200 BDX rangefinder. This setup allows me to plug in my verified ballistics data, and instead of adjusting a turret, the rifle scope lights up the correct holdover point. In the field, it's very fast and accurate, and we're going to show you just how good it is. You're going to want to pick up a few things to make sure you're ready for a day at the range. Pre-measuring your loads at 105 grains by weight and having enough for 30 to 40 shots is essential when you're going to do some testing. I like these Blackhorn 120 grain by volume tubes for range days, but more of the 150 by volume are great to have as well. The 120s fit in a standard 300 rum shell holder. The rifle comes with 10 of these Veriflame adapters. They look very similar to 209 shotgun primer, what's normal for a lot of muzzleloaders. The Veriflame adapters are specifically designed to hold a large rifle primer and come with a special tool to prime and unprime them. We recommend that you add more of these to your possibles bag, at least for range days. You'll also want to have plenty of 45 caliber 280 grain ELR bullets. The verified BC on these is .333 G1. We are sighted in at 200 yards, and our ballistics data for a SIG PDX problem solver is 2,315 feet per second. This has been verified by hundreds of shots here at the range. We're at 5,400 feet of elevation, 60 degrees, and the station pressure of 30.11 and a humidity of 17%. This has all been verified before, so now all we need to do is pick a target between 200 and 500 yards, hit it with the rangefinder, wait for our holdover dot to light up, and then make a good trigger squeeze. We shot everything from 200, 300, 350, 450, and 500 yards with this setup, and the precision was off the charts. Oh, man, baby. This is one of the most effective muzzleloader setups I've ever put together. The accuracy of this Paramount Pro is nothing short of spectacular. After my brother used my Paramount to shoot a good buck at nearly 500 yards in 2019, I didn't think there was much room for improvement. I was definitely wrong. CVA has stepped it up with this new Paramount Pro 45 caliber muzzleloader. It has more repeatability than some centerfire rifles that I've shot over the years, and it definitely makes a muzzleloader no longer a short-range weapon. So this is a buck we'd actually seen for several days. We'd had snow, we'd had cold, we'd been stuck in the upper mountains. But this is a buck that's it's a big mature deer. He is what he is. And the sad thing, we had one more day to hunt, but our cold temperatures were basically changing and they were gonna warm up and just wasn't looking like there was gonna be anything else and, you know, to drive new deer in. So we decided if we saw this buck that we had put eyeballs on for the last couple of days, if he were to post himself up, we were going to put the hammer down or at least make an attempt at him.
You're going to have some drift, so I'm going to say aim right about at the crease on his ass. Just breathe, we got tons of time. We're going to get one shot at this.
Well, so proud of my brother for making a great shot with that CVA muzzleloader. I'd set this thing up, put it to the test. We knew exactly what it did, and we were able to sit there, lay down in the prone position, get super relaxed, and the buck presented us with a really good shot. And you know, Troy definitely drove it home and made a killer shot on this. Super enjoyable. And I'll tell you what, CVA puts together some unbelievable rifles, setting trends with these new muzzleloaders. You see, I tested it, shot good droops out to 700 plus yards. Pretty impressive. And I'll tell you what, for 2021, just wait and see what's next.